Hey there, everyone. My name's Andrew. This is Canadian Starships. Welcome to a live stream tonight where we're going to be starting to do some scene work on the 650 scale Enterprise D that is just directly behind me there. But first order of business, can you see me? Can you hear me? Leave a comment in the comment section there. If you can see me, if you can hear me. Tonight, we've got Ken producing. Say hi, Ken.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing tonight, Ken?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing all right as well, although I'm not quite sure yet if everybody can see and hear. Although we have a confirmation. Yes, we can see and hear. So we are good to go. So we've got the shop ready to go. I've got the model just on a desk behind me here. We're going to do a little bit of switcheroo here in a moment, but I've got my tea Earl Grey hot ready to go for the evening. So we're going to be sipping some Earl Grey tea and getting started on the live stream. But first, who's here tonight?
Well, we see Lewis's models and stuff, or modeling and stuff. I think that's a new name.
New name to me, so welcome to the live stream.
And we've got Following Ghost is here.
Well,
I believe that's Tommy. I hope that's right.
I'm horrible with connecting names with screen names, so.
And then we have Keith. It looks like they were all trying to be first, but
yeah,
Lewis's models and stuff was first. And we have Stephen Haynes is here from the UK.
Howdy.
And who else do we have here? David James is here. He says, hello all and happy birthday Eve, Andrew.
Thank you.
So don't forget to, if you're on Discord, log on to Discord tomorrow and wish Andrew a happy birthday. And yeah, they're all just kind of saying hello to each other.
That's great. Yeah, I'm just wrapping up my 45th trip around the sun.
Tomorrow starts the beginning of trip 46.
It is, yeah. Which means I will be 45 tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So, yeah. Doesn't feel like that, but that's what it is. It is what it is.
Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah. All right. So tonight, we've got to get. Well, let me just slide to the side here. There she is. There's the 650 Enterprise D, and we got to start working on getting that one to look a little bit more like this one here, because that's the other one that's sitting over on the other bench. And it's a little bit further along in the process. This is the one that went to Wonderfest. It's had its Aztec paint scheme done, and it is far further along. But the one directly behind me is the one that we're going to be starting to do all the seam work for. So I just got the saucer top on the other night, and I've started to work on cleaning that up. And there's a ton of seam work, putty work, all kinds of stuff that's going to need to be done on it. So, but that, what you're seeing on screen right now is where we need to get it to, so that they're both to the same stage. And I'm going to be working on a video going through a bit more of a deep dive on the paint scheme. So I really want to get this one here to the same spot as this one here, so that I can do that deep dive into the paint scheme. Because I'm using Wayne from Motion Picture Miniatures, his masks, and they really deserve a good deep dive into how they work, the best practices for using them, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be working on that as soon as that gets all up to speed. So I'd have to get all the seam work done, and there's a few extra parts that have to go on. I have to build the walls for the impulse deck, etc. So that's where we're at. That's where we are going to be moving towards. Any comments I need to be aware of before?
Well, a bunch of them are saying how you're a young pup and to be 45 again. And Alec is here. He just got released from his shackles as known as his job, and he's excited to begin his constitution after he buys a set of squares.
Oh, a set of squares, huh?
Well, don't be a square.
So in order to get this on camera in a way that I can manipulate it and move it around, I've got it on a separate table, which is going to be in front of my normal table for live streaming, and which is going to make it a little harder to keep up on the chat. So I'm glad that you're here, Ken, to help me out with that, because the screen is just going to be that much further away from me.
No problem there, my friend.
And I'll have to I'll probably have to refocus. How's that for focus on my face?
That's a little off, but not bad.
Okay. What can I do? I just need something. This is what we're gonna do. One moment, please. We're just getting reconfigured so that we can actually get to the working part of the live stream.
For the first split second, I thought that was an old 5 1/4 inch floppy.
Really?
Or was that 5.5 or 5 1/4? Or no?
I get those things mixed up all the time. Now you should be able to read what that says on that package now.
Yes, BTF lighting.
Good. That means that it's in focus.
It's looking a little sharper now. Good.
And hopefully that means that I'm in focus. Hopefully that means now I'm in focus.
Yes, you are. A lot sharper now.
Perfect. Good. All right. I've got this big metal thing in the way, but we are going to switch over here to, I need to reposition the camera ever so slightly. And then we're going to switch over to the desk view.
There we have it.
How's that for everybody?
It's looking good here.
Yeah.
You do, I was going to say, you do have a little bit of space towards the bottom of the screen or away from yourself, but you moved it and it looks good now.
Okay, good. And actually, I might just... Sorry, this is just a work in progress.
And you could move it to your left just a little bit if you want to. You have extra space on the left.
Okay.
That's about center.
There we go. I'm going to have to move this around. So I've got it on. I've got the whole thing. The model is sitting on foam and microfiber sheets to protect it. And then it is sitting on a mat, so I can move the mat around and I'm not having to move the whole table around. So that's what we're doing.
Alex says, looks great, Andrew.
Merci beaucoup. Just bringing my tea Earl Grey hot a little bit closer to me, because we do need that. And let's see. Here we go. Face cam in the corner. So I think we're pretty much set up to go. I am just going to turn the light on behind me, just to give myself a wee bit more light here in the studio. There we go. And my chair is making noises again. So the main themes is what I was about to say. The main seams that we are currently working on are the saucer rim scene. I've got significantly more of a gap here than I did on the previous one. I'm not quite sure, but each one of these prints is a little bit unique, I would imagine. We've got the neck seam around here, and then we've got the large seam. Can I move this a little bit? No, you're not going to be able to see that properly. Oh, well, there we go. We've got a large seam underneath here. In fact, why don't I get a little bit of a closer picture for you so that you can see just the type of seam that we are dealing with on the deflector dish there. I'm just adding my phone. And I should be able to do that.
Okay, yes. You can see that area there.
So that's something that they say that they've dealt with on the next version of the kit.
Now, do you ever shim at all?
I don't know why I would shim on this.
Just to fill in.
Yeah, I'm going to use the Aves epoxy sculpt.
Okay.
In here, there is a section. Let's see, the section that is over here. I am going to need to build that out a little bit. I had to do that on the previous one, and it looks like I'm going to have to do that on this one too. There's just not quite enough material on the side here.
Right.
So the lower section needs to be built out a little bit, and I'll do that with the Aves epoxy sculpt. I've got a window that got misplaced on the side here. Unfortunately, it's not on a spot where you're actually able to see it. I'm just going to because I'm noticing it now, I'm just going to take a quick moment to move the mask back over the window there.
David James says, yeah, that giant seam is the main reason I sold my version 1 kit and ordered of the version 2. I just didn't like how thick that lip gets after being filled in.
Yeah. I mean, all said and done, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad on the one that's more completed, but it is definitely something that needs a lot of attention. So, and I'm noticing that the seams are playing a little bit differently on this kit than they did on the other one, which is kind of to be expected. Par for the course on a kit like this. All right. So let's get at it. So what any chat we want to catch up on?
No, we are up to date on the chat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You have 15 people watching tonight.
Well, welcome everyone. If you haven't said something in the chat, just let us know you're here so that we know who we're chatting with. It's always nice to know who we are talking with. I'm just gonna go grab a bucket of water. So while I'm doing that, might as well have a look to see what it looks like when it's all done.
That
Just
is
one moment, everybody.
Amazing job, I have to say. And there we have it with the Borg phasers firing. Joe Buon is here. He says, howdy from Las Vegas. Well, welcome to the show, Joe Buon. Andrew's just grabbing a pail of water so we can work his seams.
Submerging container of water.
I wasn't sure if you could hear me while you stepped away. Joe Buon is here from Las Vegas.
Welcome.
He says, howdy.
Welcome. All right. Here we are again.
Alan Kelly is here. He says, hello, nice to be here. Model is amazing, Andrew.
Well, thank you. Hopefully we'll be able to get this one up to speed with the other one here soon. I must have one of the loudest desk chairs in the world right now.
Well, Ian's was pretty loud for a while there too, but I think he did spray some oil or put some oil on it.
Yeah. Probably needed here. I have a habit of sitting on the front of my seat, no matter where I'm sitting. And so when I'm sitting on the front of this chair and I move it around, it does that. It does this whiny noise.
Yeah, with more pressure to the front, yeah.
But me sitting on the very front of the seat's also the reason why I fell off my chair that one night during live stream. I am looking for the perfect plastic putty.
Well, we can't see it here. There you go.
It's right there. I'm just going to whip up a batch of slurry, and I'm going to give the edge another treatment of perfect plastic putty here. And you'd think that I would have put everything I needed on this table I'm working on.
Well,
But I didn't.
You're getting your stretching in for the day. They
I
say
am,
stretching
yes.
is healthy. As long as you don't pull anything.
Yes, that would not be very good. It's starting to get warm here in the shop. I'm just going to turn a fan on.
How was the weather there today?
Not too bad. Although we haven't had rain for what seems like an eternity. Our grass looks like scorched earth.
We've had a few days of rain here, and the last few days have been very humid because of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's great to have weather where there's no rain for periods of time, but our ground is so rock hard now just because it's been baking in the sun for what seems like weeks now.
Yes. I have to say I was fortunate with the previous house I had before I moved to the city. I did have a well in my backyard, and the only thing it was used for was the outside taps, so I could water my lawn at no charge, basically. Just a few dollars to run the pumps.
Well, that's nice.
Alec is saying that he feels like he's melting on his bike. It's so hot, and the engines of the cars and trucks next to him is not helping.
Well, he also happens to live in like one of the hottest places on earth.
Yes, in the Phoenix, Arizona area.
You would not catch me living there.
Nice place to visit in the dead of winter, maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, I did go down to Arizona a few times. A number of years ago, my parents, my dad and stepmother, live in Minnesota, and they would go down to Arizona in the winter.
Okay.
So that was kind of a nice reprieve.
Kind of like a snowbird situation.
Yes, I mean, I would leave here at like minus 40 degrees Celsius, and I would get there and it'd be like plus 20 Celsius. It was great. And Joe Buon is agreeing, saying, I think Phoenix is even hotter than Las Vegas. Yikes.
I'm sure that the air conditioning business does quite well down there.
Oh, I'm sure it does. That's actually something I was fortunate enough. My air conditioning was acting up last year, and I have my cousin's husband is a commercial repairman for air conditioners, so he was able to fix mine at basically just costing the price of the parts, and that was it.
Never hurts to know somebody.
Yeah, that's what they say. It's nice to know at least one person in one of the trades, be it an electrician or a plumber or air conditioning technician or something. I've kind of always been lucky that way. I had a really good friend back home that was a plumber, owned his own plumbing business for a while. And I had a lot of friends who were computer technicians who built computers and all that kind of stuff, which was great. especially back in the late 90s.
So I'm going to have to completely redo all the windows along the rim here. So they kind of got brutalized when I had to reopen the saucer a couple times.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
And but I still think the way that the adhesive kept seeping out, squeezing
Yes.
out, it's likely that I would have had to do it anyway on this particular one. I'm not sure why I had so much trouble that way on this one, because I didn't seem to have the same issues on the previous one. So it's interesting how different issues arise between the two kits.
So when you say redo them, are you talking about drilling them out and putting in the UV resin again?
No. So the way that this kit's designed, you can't. There's no way to light the rim windows.
Right.
So it would be essentially pointless to try to drill them out. So what they are is basically the rim is painted black, and then they get masked, and then all the other painting happens. I'm just going to center the saucer a little bit more here.
All right.
So all the other painting happens, and then the rim window masks get pulled, so you've got black windows all the way around.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I
It's
believe
not as ideal as open windows with clear material inside, but given the limitations of the kit, it's about the best option.
right.
I'm hoping that I won't have to redo the lower saucer windows because I'm hoping I won't have to redo the upper rim windows. I've got it flipped over, so right now the lower seems like it's the upper to me at the moment. But I need the top ones to still be good, so I know where to place down the masks for the bottom ones once I get it repainted. So got to whip up a little bit more of the putty here. Another batch. I've already gone through. When I squeeze it out on, not that you're actually going to be able to see it because of camera exposures and stuff, but I create a donut shape with a bit of a hole in the middle. That way, when I grab.
Plus, it's also behind your camera shot of yourself.
So there's a bit of a donut hole in the middle so that when I drop the water in, I've got a place to hold it before I mix it all together.
And we were actually able to make it out a little bit.
Okay.
With some shadows in there and stuff.
Well, it's white putty on a white backing, so
yes,
probably not the clearest thing to be able to see.
So what's everybody else working on these days? Anyone else doing Enterprise Ds or anything like that?
I'm doing an Enterprise D.
Are you? Tell us about it. Actually, I just finished doing getting one of my nacelles almost completely together. I have the wiring run up my my pylon for my Reliant build, one 537th Reliant. And I managed to feed it all through there without affecting the Raytheon effect. So, which was kind of what I was hoping.
Okay.
All right. Tommy says, I have a question for Andrew. You mentioned that you used an E-hull I know zip about the classes. What class is it?
Where's my mouse?
The E is a Sovereign class ship.
You mentioned I used an E hull. I know zip about the classes. What classes? Oh, okay, yeah. So that's on the Defiant modification, and there's the secondary hull of the E on the front. So the E is a Sovereign class ship. Sorry, I didn't catch what he was saying from you reading it. That's why I had to put it up on the screen.
Oh, no problem.
Might as well start since I've got it up there.
Yeah, so that's the Enterprise E. If you're familiar with the ship, which is the Sovereign class, as opposed to this one, the D, which is a Galaxy class. Alex says, I'm still waiting to finish a few things before I can buy more for his Cerritos. Tommy's still working on his Kit Bash Defiant. Right on.
Yeah.
And then he says, yeah, thanks. I always ask the people who know.
Yeah, well, I was asking if he had considered filling in the windows. Because so he's kind of taken a Enterprise E secondary hull and put it on the front. I think it's the front of the Defiant. So what I was curious about is what his thoughts were regarding the scale, because the windows on the Enterprise E secondary hull are very small, and the Defiant kit is it's not like the Defiant is not a very big ship. So I was kind of curious how he was handling scale, putting those two parts together with the Enterprise E windows showing.
Well, the Defiant is a tough little ship.
But with the but if you go with the windows on the Enterprise E, that gives you a scale on the Defiant portion, which makes the whole thing a really huge ship. Have you seen the pictures of that in Discord?
I have not. That sounds like something I'll have to go look for.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the sci-fi section.
Well, let me look right now. Oh, yes, I did see these pictures. Yes, I did.
Reminds me of something Jody might do.
It really does. Some nice little details he's put on there.
Which reminds me, Jody, Trek Mods will be streaming at 11 o'clock once this stream is complete.
Actually, I haven't seen him in your stream yet.
And don't worry, the stream will automatically redirect to Jody's channel when my stream is done. All right, let's see if I can reposition this a little bit. And being this close to my other desk, I can straddle it across the other desk a little bit.
Alex says, so Ken, would you say that the Defiant is defiant? I guess I would have to say yes. Yes, it is. Tommy says, exactly. Figured out what most don't. It is supposed to be a large ship pushing the dreadnought size.
So it's meant to be a large ship then.
Looks like that's what he means. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, no, I was curious what his thoughts were there with the kind of sizing differences. So I'm hoping this saucer seam won't take too many goes with the putty. I'm overfilling, so hopefully I get it filled well. That'll be able to get it smoothed down nicely.
David James says he's continuing work on his future Enterprise D. He says I have to replace some lights after finding that the warm white SMD and LED aren't matching enough in color.
Okay.
I have noticed that sometimes too between different types of LEDs and SMDs. Just because they say they're warm white doesn't mean they're the same temperature, so to speak.
Yeah, that's one area where the smart LEDs really come into play, because you can really hone in the color tone. Even on the white, like on the white light side, you can tone, like really hone in on the color tone you want. And if you've got different LEDs, like different brands of LEDs that color slightly different, you just isolate those groups of LEDs and then adjust the coloring of the LEDs until you get them to kind of match as best you can. So that's one of the advantages to the addressable LEDs. One of the many advantages, I would say.
And Steve Martin says, "Evening, gentlemen."
Good evening. Welcome. Glad to have you on board.
And Tommy says, "I did take a short break to work on my Kit Bash hover bike. Started weathering it tonight." Right on.
Sounds interesting.
Hope to see some pictures of that.
Just mixing up another batch of the perfect plastic putty slurry.
So is that your go-to acrylic putty, is it?
It's the go-to for this kind of seam work.
Right.
A larger gap, like on the deflector, I'll do the initial fill with epoxy sculpt, and then I'll do the refining work with the perfect plastic putty.
Okay. Tommy says it may be on the Facebook page. All right. So if you're part of the HTM Facebook group, feel free to go check that out.
Which I didn't know existed for the better part of a year.
Yes, neither did I.
So once I get this seam work taken care of on the rim, then I'm going to have to sand the rim down, which will take off most of the paint that's down on it. And then I will have to hit it with the black again. And then I will have to recreate those windows by masking them. And then, so hopefully that'll give much nicer window results once it's done.
Tommy says it could use some content. I'm assuming you mean our Facebook page. I'm a non-Facebook user myself. I've never used Facebook and generally have no interest in Facebook.
Well, I wonder how many people like me just don't know that it exists.
That could be as well.
I think most people use the Discord channel.
That seems to be the popular way to go.
I think most of the community's on the Discord channel.
Well, good luck in your hunting trip there, Alec. He's he's hunting for a square now at Lowe's to help him with his Constitution frames.
Ah, I thought you were going to say he was trying to get a deer or something.
Nope. Although he's asking if this Enterprise D will have more bells and whistles than the first one, Andrew.
No, they're basically going to be carbon copies of each other.
There you have it.
Because I don't know how many other bells and whistles I could put in.
All right on, Steve. Steve Martin says, I finished my Star Destroyer build. Just need to finish the base.
Very cool.
Which Star Destroyer kit is it, Stephen? Was it like one of the Bandai ones or the like Zvezda / Revell one, which is much larger?
Got to say, I'm sadly uninformed as to the various Star Wars kits out there.
Well, that's all right. Yes, what people like Jordan are for. He could tell us all about them.
I mean, no doubt I'll build some Star Wars kits at some point, but as of right now, I'm just not very knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm. Are you wearing a lapel mic?
I'm wearing one of these mics.
Okay, because we could kind of hear you breathing into it just a little bit.
Just when you're
exhaling through your nose.
I was bent down over it, so
yeah. Not too loud, don't worry.
Okay, I'll just stop breathing.
No, nothing like that.
At least I'm not snoring.
Very true.
Certain sections of the seam are really good. They aren't going to need much work, which is nice.
Joe Bwan says you could print tiny characters on transparency so you could see inside 10 forward and see some of the crew.
Unfortunately, not possible on this kit. There's no way to open up the rim windows on this one, just the way that the kit's been designed. But you can see into the conference room and the bridge.
Yes.
In
And a
fact,
great-
Helios is including a bridge and conference room with their next version of this kit.
Yes, and Donnie did a terrific job
Painting
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy said, I cut apart 3 Star Wars kits to use on the Defiant. I should build another Star Destroyer. I haven't built one since the 90s. And David James says, would love to build a Star Destroyer someday, but managing all those thousands of fiber optics for the windows seems like a pain.
Well, you don't have to use fiber optics either.
No, the Bandai kit comes with a lighting kit in it, and you can get a version with the lighting kit in it, and it doesn't use fiber optics.
Because you can basically do it the same way we do the Federation starships. Put a bunch of LEDs in, and they'll glow through whatever windows you create.
Yeah, and the Bandai one has windows cut out for that. Stephen Martin says, a resin kit I got at Wonderfest. Cross Models Works. Oh, they're right on. Is it the studio scale one, or just a standard resin kit, Stephen?
Now the question is could he swing bringing it back to Wonderfest to put it in the contest?
Oh, that's a good question. Alex says Donnie does amazing work with minis. Yes, he's a very good figure painter. And Tommy says, David, the original fiber optic Star Destroyer is mine. I built quite a few of them from for Ertl. All the old Ertl kits.
See, if I ever build a Star Destroyer, I'd probably want to build a decently sized one.
Mm-hmm. The Zvezda / Revel one is a really nice scale. That's the one that Jordan did.
Yeah, I'd probably want to go bigger.
Oh, okay. So you'd want a aftermarket, like a garage made one or something.
Probably. It's kind of my speed.
I know Phil from Flory Models built one. He's out of the UK there. I subscribed to his channel. He built one a number of years ago. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago now. That was cast from the original.
All right, so I've got that on the saucer seam now.
And Trent is here. He says, hi, or hey, Andrew and Ken.
Hey there,
Well,
how's it going?
Good to see you, Trent. And Alec almost thought I said finger painting, not figure painting.
It did kind of sound that way. I actually heard finger painting, but my brain did the translation for me.
Ah, there we go.
All right, time to get the Aves out. Yeah, thank you for keeping up on the chat, because with it being further away, it's very difficult to see.
No problem, Andrew.
Actually, before I get the Aves out, I'm just going to put a second run on some of this because it's seeped in.
Ah, there you go. And Trent, the chat right now is just doing greetings back and forth amongst themselves.
You'll hear me breathing again.
That's all right.
Be a little bit better if my table was a bit higher.
So, in reference to Star Destroyer kits, the Steve Martin says Executor class, one of the larger kits I have built. I just measured it 3 feet long.
It's about as long as the Enterprise D here.
There we go. Trent's asking any trivia tonight, Ken? I had not prepared for any trivia tonight. And I don't know, is that something you would like to have, or are you good with not having trivia in your streams, Andrew?
I think that's kind of like a Buck thing.
Yeah. No worries.
I don't really want to take his thing. It's good for our streams to have different flavors.
Yes.
Mine's vanilla.
Hey, vanilla is an awesome flavor.
Hey, vanilla is a flavor.
It is.
Regardless of what anybody else says.
Yep. If you had a choice between vanilla ice cream and just frozen cream, which would you choose? I would choose vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla is not plain. Vanilla is my favorite flavor of ice cream.
Yes. Mine as well. Same with milkshake.
Probably my second favorite flavor would be strawberry, but it has to be a really good strawberry. There's an ice cream shop on Siesta Key we go to when we're there, and they've got some really good ice cream. And so I usually get a waffle cone, 2 scoops. The first one scoop is their vanilla, the other is their strawberry, because it's a really good strawberry. And then here in Kingston we have a gelato place.
And, that's something I've never had.
Yeah?
Never had gelato.
Yeah, downtown Kingston, we've got a gelato place. They make all their own stuff fresh.
Nice.
And the nice thing is they've got stuff my daughter can have. Again, because they make it all fresh in-house. So again, I like to get their vanilla and then a scoop of their strawberry on a waffle cone. I always get a waffle cone, especially if it's I always get a waffle cone, and it's helpful in places where you don't know how the quality of their ice cream is going to be, because at the end of the day, even if the ice cream is not that great, you still end up with a waffle cone in the end.
Very true. Waffle cones are nice. Alec is saying that someday when he gets past the gluing and waiting portion of his constitution, he's thinking about asking me to produce and maybe include some trivia. All right, something we can look at. Steve Martin says, I wish I could share an image. I posted some on Facebook. I didn't use individual fiber optics to maintain scale. Steven, are you not a member of the HTM Discord channel?
You can message it to me on Facebook, and then I can pop it up.
And also he says butter pecan rules.
Okay.
Butter pecan is good, but still I like vanilla.
I'm really disappointed that our Costco doesn't seem to be carrying Kawartha Dairy anymore.
Oh.
They had really good vanilla ice cream. And then my wife always liked getting their Moose Tracks ice cream. and Costco happened to carry both vanilla and the Moose Tracks. And no, they don't have any of it anymore. Which is unfortunate. So I guess I'm doing a full second round on the rim here. I wasn't planning on that, but it was starting to do that cratering in the middle.
Yep.
Where it's shrinking and shrinking down into the crevice. So going around doing the second coat, and then I'll let that fully dry, and then I'll probably start by water sanding it down tomorrow, and then I'll actually sand it down.
Alec is saying that he thinks a cookies and cream latte ice cream is the best.
Well, it all depends on what brand and how they make it.
Very true. I know in Canada here they have to differentiate between if it's ice cream or frozen dessert.
Yes. So it might look like ice cream, but it might not actually be ice cream.
That's correct.
If it can sit on the backs of your car and not melt, it's not ice cream.
That's correct, yeah. I think that's what Breyers is frozen dessert.
An edible oil product.
Yes.
Yummy. But my daughter can't have dairy, so we're always on the lookout for the dairy-free options for her.
And just like in Canada, if it says it's maple syrup, it has to be just strictly maple syrup and nothing else.
Yeah, don't mess with our maple syrup.
Stephen Martin says, I made molds of various parts of the model, then cast them in clear resin, and then backlit them. Oh, nice.
Let's see if I've got a message on Facebook yet. Nope, nothing yet. No messages coming through yet. Anything on Discord?
Not that I've seen pop up. Let me check, Phil.
Okay, I'm a little bit too far away from my screen to see Discord properly. So
that's okay. Parts Works, no. Nothing in sci-fi. Doing it live. Nothing there.
So just a reminder that Jody will be streaming at 11 when this stream ends. And we will automatically send anybody who's still here at the end of the live stream over to Jody's live stream at Trek Mods.
Yes, which is in approximately 1 hour and 4 minutes. No, I'm not seeing anything new.
And I do believe he's working on his cattle bruiser tonight.
It looks like Keith's taking off and going to bed for the night. He says, night all. Well, you take care, Keith. Have a good sleep.
Have a good one. Oh, I've got something through on Facebook, according to my phone.
Oh, there we go.
Let me see if I can do this from across the... Download. And then I've got to send a second one. So we'll download that. And a third picture. So I'll download that. Then I will stick my streaming software onto a bigger screen. And since my keyboard's all the way across, I will drag and drop them one at a time here. All right, so let's see.
Ooh, nice. Yes, also known as the Super Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
That is looking amazing.
Here's
Wow.
the next picture.
It's certainly something to be very proud of for accomplishing something that amazing.
And here's the next picture.
Ooh, I love those engines.
Actually, let's see if I can do something else here. One moment, please stand by while we complete your long distance call.
And Rick Rogers is here, and he says, "Happy birthday, bud. It is also my youngest daughter's birthday, too."
Oh, thank you. Today or tomorrow? Mine is tomorrow. All right, I can get some closer views here, so you can see that a little bit better.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing, man. That is phenomenal work. Rick says today is his daughter's birthday.
Okay. Yeah, mine is tomorrow. And one more. Look at all of that.
That detail is just top notch.
There we go.
Tommy says, "Amazing build." Yeah, Stephen, that is spectacular. I mean, it's breathtaking.
And of course, it's going to look so much better in person too.
Oh, I could just only imagine
what it would be like. Hoity-toity-toy. Let's see what else is here. Oh, there's another view. Let's see if I can get... Oh, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Let's see if I can get the other views on camera here. Boink. Here, let me turn the face off. There we go.
Oh, wow.
So there's that. And then there's this.
Ooh, nice.
I'm assuming that's the back end of it.
That would be. Have you taken this model to any shows at all, Stephen?
So you see, something like that with some nice intricate detail would be fun to build.
Alan Kelly says, "Wow, great model of the Executor."
See, I really want to do a model. I want to do is the Romulan D-Deridex because of all the teeny tiny windows. Because I want to try to get all those windows to look right. And the similar challenge would be on one of those Star Destroyers or Super Star Destroyers or whatever that is. Because to get all those teeny tiny windows right seems like it would be a fun challenge.
Yeah. Stevens says we will be at Wonderfest next year. Oh, sweet.
Very cool. I look forward to seeing it.
And Trent says your Superstar Destroyer is awesome.
If it's going to be at Wonderfest, hopefully it gets some good coverage in my contest room video.
Or do you think you'll have the same person doing recording?
Yep. That's the plan. I mean, unless something happens between now and then.
And Steven says, nope, just finishing it.
Yeah, I haven't actually sat down and watched my Wonderfest videos.
Oh, they're pretty good, actually. And Todd is here. He says, hello and good evening, all.
How's it going, Todd? What are you working on tonight? What part work are you trying not to throw across the room tonight? Definitely a bit of a quieter Saturday night tonight.
And Steven says, what's the name of your Discord site so I may join? We are the Hobby Time Modelers, or HTM.
One moment.
And Todd says he's editing the final pack of DB5 pictures.
Okay. Please stand by. I need a keyboard. Hit it twice because my keyboard probably went into sleep mode. There you go. Link is in the chat.
Oh, yeah, and Todd was just saying I can post the HTM Discord link if you want. And then said, yep, that's it. Yeah, all you need to do is just come in and introduce yourself, who you are, and what you like to build. And then someone will go into there and they will move you out of the new members area and you will be moved into the standard area. And yes, we see that you just got into, looks like, the general. So looks like you are already in as a full member.
It's notifying in general.
Oh, it's notifying in general. Okay. So someone will move you once you've introduced yourself.
Yeah, that threw me off when I was seeing it.
Yeah, Todd says, nope, hang on. And so it looks like Todd will take care of that.
Thank you, Todd.
And then you can always go into the, Stephen, you can always go into the science fiction tab there, and you can start putting pictures of any of your your science fiction builds.
Yes, because certainly not everybody's watching my stream right now, so lots of people would love to see it.
There we go. And it looks like Todd was the first to welcome him in general chat. Yep, Stephen is now a full member. Thank you very much, Todd. I appreciate that. Not as much as Stephen does, though.
So do you think you're going to be producing for Jody tonight?
I don't know. I want to finish off editing my video for tomorrow that it's supposed to be out tomorrow at 11.
So you guys did your
Yeah, we usually record our segment, our shared segment before his live stream.
Okay.
So,
well, that's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
He's already sitting down at the computer and getting all set up for a live stream anyway. So
exactly. And then I just take all my footage. Plus, I was still, like I said, I was filming a little bit today. Well, you saw on last night's Friday night stream there how my lighting was looking on my nacelles there.
Yep.
So I was just today finishing up running the wires through the pylon and connecting the pylon to one of the nacelles. I'll just have to do the other nacelle probably just off camera and just show the after effect.
Yeah, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I am not putting out a video right now. Is because all this work I'm doing on this, I've already shown on video once, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it would become a little bit redundant. Although it's taking me longer to get this one ready for the paint than I had hoped. So it's taking longer to get a video out than I had hoped. Actually, this is actually working out pretty well, having this table right up against the my desk. And actually, I can raise.
Now, is this a new table for your hobby area, or is this something you had before?
Oh, this is just a little portable table we happen to have.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Steven's saying I got the link to the Discord and invite. Thanks. And Alec is asking if anyone else oddly enjoys the smell of wet asphalt.
No. I don't generally enjoy the smell of toxic chemicals in the air.
Some people also enjoy the smell of gasoline, so some a little too much.
Some people sniff glue.
Yes, yes. When I was up in the north of Manitoba there, we had a guy who liked to huff gas all the time, and he ended up stealing one of those small tanker trucks.
Oh, no.
Yep.
It's not good for his health.
No. Todd says, weird. And he says, I like petrichor, but not wet asphalt.
Now, I'm assuming he means like freshly put down asphalt? Or does he mean like freshly rained on?
Well, Alec is saying wet asphalt. I'm assuming he means it's raining where he is.
You see, I took that to mean like freshly laid.
Let's see here. Yeah, sorry, he says. Let me rephrase that. I meant the smell of the asphalt makes when it is wet by rain or just water in general, not liquid asphalt.
Okay. I guess that makes more sense.
Joe Wan says, mimeograph paper in school ages ago smelled pretty good.
Oh, that purple stuff.
Yes. Todd says petrichor equals a pleasant smell that frequently accompanies the first rain after a long period of warm, dry weather.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a little bit of rain after a long period of hot, dry weather. All right, so I've made it around all the way. The side over here is much better than the side over here. So this side, which is the starboard side. So the starboard side seam is much better than the port side, so it doesn't require as much work. So, all right, I think we're done with the perfect plastic putty for the moment. And we're going to move on to the Aves.
Alex says it's not raining. He just walked past an outdoor garden area and they had just watered the plants so the asphalt got wet.
I think it would be much better if it was rain.
Yes.
Although I'm sure rain is less frequent than more frequent there in the summertime. Although I might be completely wrong on that. What am I looking for? I am looking for my small cutting mat, which is back over on the main workbench. So now we're going to mix up some Aves.
Stephen Martin says, I kind of like the smell of lacquer thinner. Is that weird? I'm not going to judge. Stephen Haynes says, night, guys. See you tomorrow. Well, you take care, Stephen. I know it's
Have a good night.
Late for you over there in the UK. You have a good sleep. Todd says, I love the smell of Zip Kicker, or not.
Sure you do. It's your favorite smell.
So is this the epoxy sculpt?
This is the epoxy sculpt. It's Aves epoxy sculpt. Here, let me see if I can.
Is that available like just on Amazon, or do you get it from somewhere else?
It is available on Amazon.
Okay. I've seen obviously many modelers use it, especially in science fiction modelers like Lou and I believe Phil. And I've never bought any for myself yet.
Yeah, its strength is where you have to build something up.
Yeah.
Or kind of sculpt in an area. So I used a fair bit of it on the neck. On the other one, where I had to build up where the neck joins the saucer. So you just grab 2 equal parts, A and B. Use gloves when you're working with it.
Right.
And store it in Ziploc.
Okay.
Because it will dry out sitting on the shelf.
Rick says, I love the smell of epoxy in the morning.
Yes, my family knows when I've been epoxying things. All right, so I've got my 2 parts, 2 equal parts, roughly. I mean, I'm not measuring it or anything like that. I'm just eyeballing it, and now I just smush it all together until it's a consistent color.
Do they recommend using water if it starts sticking to your gloves and stuff? Just kind of wet your gloves, or
it doesn't stick to my gloves. you can kind of sand it down with water while it's until it's fully cured.
Okay.
And then after it's fully cured, you really want to sand it down. Although I might have to replace my gloves here because it's picked up some dried JB Quick Weld. How are we doing on time here?
You are at the 1 hour and 18-minute mark.
Sorry, the 1 hour and what?
Well, 1 hour and 18 minutes.
All right.
And currently it is 10:19 or 10:18 your time.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm not sure that you're actually going to be able to see any of this.
We can't. But we trust you'll show us afterwards.
Afraid of that. But I'm just going to start working.
Like, would it work to do it like a tack worm to kind of push in there, or no?
Sorry, what was that?
Would it work to roll it out into a little worm shape to put in there, or no?
Yeah, at times.
Okay, so
We're adjusting.
And Joe Juan is asking, what's the cure time for that?
I'd have to look it up, but it's you've got a bit of working time with it.
If you had to say a ballpark time, what would you think?
You probably got a good 5-10 minutes of working time with it.
Okay.
I mean, but also your working time will vary depending on all kinds of different conditions.
Alan Kelly says, any tips on how to drill nice even row of windows on, say, the forward hull or bulb of the Klingon D7?
Yeah, I would tape it off.
Mm-hmm.
And you can either then follow the top of your tape line or draw a very thin line, pencil line on, using the tape as a guide, and drill directly on that line.
And if you're looking for something more substantial to use rather than regular tape, you can also use that old school Dymo labeler tape.
Yeah.
If you can find some. I'm sure it's probably on eBay or something.
Or you can use I think like companies like Tamiya have that really thin tape that you could use.
Oh, for curves.
Yeah.
Which
but I would take some like 3M blue or something similar to that, and cut it thin, and then line it up as straight as you can get it, and then drill your holes at the top of the tape line.
And the good thing about keeping the tape in place while doing it too is you can mark off on the tape if you want an equal distance between windows. You can just kind of mark it off.
Because that's how I will approach the D-Daratex whenever I get around to doing it. Because I want it just really almost just as an exercise to demonstrate how to do the windows on that kit. Because so often I see guys doing the D-Daratex Romulan where the windows are too big for the scale of the ship.
Yes.
And so
Okay.
it's very difficult to pull it off in scale so that it looks right on the
Dave,
size of the model.
David James says, I've used epoxy sculpt quite a bit, and if you keep it wet, you can work on it for up to 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's always best freshly mixed. You do come to the point of having some diminishing returns on it. So what I'm essentially doing right now is I'm using it to fill and seal this big gap.
Right. And just for those of you who joined us late, Andrew did show at the beginning using his phone. There was a large gap in between the bottom of the deflector dish and the bottom of the hull.
Yes, significant gap. Which, as I said, that's one of the things that they are addressing on round 2 of the kit.
All right, Alan. Alan Kelly says, I do have Dymo tape, but it's too stiff to use on AMT Klingon D7 in 1650. Fair enough. I know it works well for people who do rescribing and stuff on model aircraft. Yeah, my background is I come more from a model armor and aircraft, and I'm just kind of new to the science fiction building myself. But it's always been something I've wanted to do because I am a fan of Star Trek and Star Wars.
So I've got the majority of that gap filled in. And again, I'm not fully sculpting it out with this. I just want to seal the gap, and I will finish it off with the perfect plastic putty. And since I have some left over, if I position this a little bit this way. So this edge here is just a wee bit short. In fact, let me see if I can get my chair out of here so I can sit down a little bit.
Alan Kelly says you're correct. It's great for scribing lines on aircraft. Yes, that's why I had originally picked up a roll a number of years ago.
Where did I put that perfect? Oh, there it is. So I'm going to roll. It's getting a little bit hard to work with now. And honestly, I think it's going to be better for me just to get some fresh for this part. Mix up a wee bit of fresh. But before I do that,
You can get some new gloves on.
yeah, I'm going to put some new gloves on. I generally save them and reuse them, but they've got the whatchamacallit, the
Residue.
the JB Quick Weld on it.
Right.
So it was getting into the epoxy
sculpt. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, it's getting late, and my words are not wording very well.
That's okay.
So you can see I've just basically punched it in there as best I can.
Yeah, looking
And I'll
good.
be able to clean that up with the perfect plastic putty.
Oh, and Jody's here. Jody says, hello, everyone.
Hey, Jody, welcome. This is the area that needs a little bit more on the lower edge here to match it up with the upper edge. So you can see how you might be able to see how the upper edge, which is on the bottom right now, is out further than the bottom edge, which is on the top. So right, I just have to use some epoxy sculpt to sculpt that out so that it matches properly and the sensor band works the way it is supposed to. So I will mix up some fresh stuff for that.
Oh, I got to play something for you.
Whoa. We've been dashed.
And he says, happy birthday.
Howard. Yeah.
So
happy birthday to the Enterprise D? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Is it its birthday? And it's bring if you want to. You'd cry resin too if it happens to you. Yeah, no. You'd cry. You would cry too if it resin to you. Do. Yeah, no, and not the Enterprise D's birthday. My birthday tomorrow. So my birthday stream today. Well, thank you, Howard. Thank you so much. That's really appreciated. Dash coming in with the $49.99. Dash of Nick Hating. Let me switch back cameras here.
Alex mentioning that he stopped and got some pineapple fried chicken with rice and beef.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, he stopped for some dinner, got some pineapple fried rice with chicken and beef.
Pineapple fried rice.
That's what he says.
Interesting.
Howard says, Alec, please stop telling us your pregnant woman food craving. You're scaring people away.
Sounds like.
And Alan Kelly says, yes, happy birthday, Andrew.
45 years ago today, my mother was canning pickles. She had a burst of energy before having to head into the hospital. And so she got a bunch of canning done. Canning or pickling, I guess.
And this is where you tell us, but funnily, you don't like pickles.
No, I don't mind pickles.
Oh, okay.
Although I don't eat too many of them anymore because of the sodium content, but
Joe Juan says, 45 years old, you're just a baby.
Uh-huh. I'm not 45 yet. I won't be 45 till 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
And Alec goes on to describe his fried rice with pineapple, yellow onions, scallions, eggs, chicken, and beef with a mild sauce.
Wait. Did he say aged chicken?
No eggs.
Oh.
Eggs, chicken, and beef.
Like, aged chicken doesn't sound very good.
No. Howard says his mom said she was in labor for 12 hours. He was a noon baby, like 12:34 p.m.
Ah.
And
both our kids were stubborn and didn't want to come out.
Alec and Howard are talking about food, about restaurants. Asking Alec if he's tried Five Guys yet.
Burgers and fries.
Yes. And always too many fries.
Well, that's why you have to be strategic in your fry order.
That's right. Always order the small bag or small fries. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Because they fill up the rest of your bag full of fries too.
You're not going to be able to see this on camera, but I'm missing some window masks over on this side. So I'll have to dig out the window masks or print new ones out for that section. Always tend to lose a few in handling the model over time. So it's nice and convenient that I can just whip up a new batch of them.
Alex says, always a small fry, question mark, but what if I'm hungry, Ken? Well, the choice is yours, because you'll get the pack of small fries, and then they throw it's almost like a big handful of loose fries in your bag. So it's almost like 2 small fries is what you're really getting.
Yeah, their fryage is quite ridiculous.
Yes. And they're like the home cut fries type thing too. So they're really good.
Although I always thought the best fries were Swiss chalet fries.
I haven't had those in years. We don't have a Swiss chalet here anymore.
Oh no?
No, not since COVID.
Oh.
Rick says, too bad Papa Smurf wouldn't show up. Definitely miss him.
Sorry, what?
He said, too bad Papa Smurf wouldn't show up. Definitely miss him.
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
To Wonderfest. Yeah, well, he's got some significant health issues, right? So it's that trip would be quite a significant trip for him. If he's referring to who I assume he's referring to. I'm assuming he's referring to Simon Marks.
Yeah, that's the only person I know of who goes by Papa Smurf. Although it's a big world out there, so I'm sure there's more than just him that uses that name. Oh, he says no on here.
On here?
Have you ever had Simon Marks on your channel?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I have not. We've chatted, but I've never had him on, like in the live stream.
And Alec is saying, also, I don't know if you guys saw, apparently Jimmy Lavelle passed away recently.
Jimmy Lavelle.
Rick said that would be a long drive from Florida.
Yeah, he would have to fly. He wouldn't be able to. I don't think he'd be able to make the drive.
Yeah. David James said Hagen just posted pics of his finished Helios Excelsior / Potemkin. It looks spectacular.
Oh, does he have it like fully finished now? I was just chatting with him earlier.
And Todd says Jim Lavelle, astronaut.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Like Papa Smurf is mostly a science fiction model builder. He's got his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's one of the OG guys on YouTube.
Yep.
Along with Boyd from Trekworks and a few others. They've been around for a long time. So this looks really buttons. I need to press buttons.
Yep, you didn't show us anything. So
this looks really rough right now. but this is just basically getting it sculpted into place. And then I will take a significant amount of time and shave this down, sand it down, and get it worked in so that it looks the way it's supposed to. What I'm mostly concerned with right now is getting it roughly straight across the sensor band there, and then I will cut it down into shape with a razor blade, and then sand it down the rest of the way, get it blended in. Worked fairly well on the first one, so hopefully this one goes just as well. And this must just be an oversight on the design of the kit here, where it's just not quite the right width in this section. Also, you can see where some of the windows have slipped and window mats have slipped and come off there, so I'm going to have to replace those.
Todd says he lived to 97. Good life. Jody's asking, what kind of putty is that?
That is the Aves epoxy sculpt. It's a two-part putty. Hold on. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. So, here we go. Aves. If I can.
Yeah, it's a two-part epoxy putty.
Be easier if I just take it out of the bag. You do have to store it in Ziploc where it does dry out on your shelf. Oh right, this does not have autofocus. So let's switch cameras. Let's see if I can get it on camera here. Aves epoxy sculpt.
If you get a chance, would you be able to put a link in the tools section?
I will try to remember to do that.
Okay.
If I forget, send me a message to remind me.
So that's the stuff, Jody. I've never used it either. I've seen it used a lot, but yeah, you'll see a lot of. Seems like a lot of sci-fi modelers use it.
So it's good for the big areas that you need to deal with. So if you need to sculpt anything in, hence the name, or fill big gaps, that's what I use.
Howard says, "Love all, not level." Said, "You Canadians with your speech impediments."
Sorry, what was that?
Apparently, he thinks that he didn't like the way I was pronouncing Laval. To him, it sounded like I was saying level, I guess.
But it's not Lovell, is it? It's not. Oh, like so. Jim Lovell.
Yeah.
So isn't he the guy from Apollo 13? Wasn't he the commander of Apollo 13?
Yeah, that's what Rick Rogers is saying.
Okay. Got it. Because it was Jim Lovell. It was Swigert and I'm forgetting the other guy's name. Oh well. I'm doing pretty good to pull those, just the two out of my head.
Let's see here. Alec is asking how easy is it to use that stuff?
I mean, there's a little bit of a learning curve on it because you have to kind of get used to playing with, like, applying it into places or sculpting it into what you want it to be. But it's not that bad.
And Jody is saying, I know some comparable products.
So it's a 2-part epoxy sculpt. You just take 2 equal parts A and B, mush it all together, and you got 5-10 minutes to work with it. And you can sculpt it a little bit with water as well if you need to, while it's still not fully cured, and then it's sandable once it's fully cured. Just remember, I needed to clean off the epoxy sculpt off the sculpting tool before it fully sets on there.
Todd is saying was one of the first 3 guys to orbit the moon on Apollo 8, then commanded Apollo 13.
Yeah.
So, and then Rick Rogers says Jim Lovell, however you want to say it, Lovell.
It was Lovell in the movies.
Yeah. Fred Hayes and Jack Swigert.
Sounds like somebody Googled. Okay, just have to wash off the palette I'm using for the plastic putty, so I'll be right back.
So Jody's stream should be starting in about 15 minutes.
And Jody, if that's going to be a regularly scheduled program, then I will update the live stream schedule in Discord. Cold tea. Ugh.
And Jody says, I'm going to get set up.
Yeah,
All
so
right,
Jody,
Jody.
if you think that Saturday, because I remember you saying Saturday nights seem to work out well for you. So if that's going to be kind of a normal thing, let me know, and I will make an update on the schedule that's posted in Doing It Live and in news. Because if anybody wants to know what the weekly schedule is, oh, he says, no, I won't be able to do it every Saturday. Okay. But likewise, if you end up having finding a time that seems to be your normal, I mean, I don't stream absolutely every Saturday night, just most Saturday nights. But if you find that there's a time that ends up being your go-to normal time, then I can update that schedule just so that people kind of know what to generally expect. And yes, Todd, we're doing the YouTube redirect. It worked last time, so I've got it set up again for tonight. So once the stream ends here, it'll automatically send you over to Jody's stream. Not as how do I say it? Not as elegant a solution as Twitch has, but it seems to work. It just doesn't quite have the bells and whistles that Twitch has. Ken, you still there?
I am still here.
Okay. You went quiet, so I wasn't sure if you disconnected somehow.
No, I was just watching the comments here.
So I'm gonna got a few minutes left here, right?
Yeah, you got about 12 minutes ish.
So I'm just gonna start working on some of the putty work on the back end. I'm gonna run some plastic putty. Let's see, along the seam here. I don't want to do that too much because I do want that seam to show. I just want to kind of seal it because that seam is actually that way on the studio model. So it was a good spot for them to join the parts together because that seam or those lines do appear on the studio model.
I think you and I shop at the same chain store because that toothpick container looks very familiar.
Yeah, this is from our local National Grocer store, which is here. It's No Frills, but would also go. But National Grocery Stores would also be known under the names Loblaws, Independent Grocer, Sears, Real Canadian Superstore. What else?
Alex said he almost thought it was a medication bottle.
Nope.
The shaking noise, Alec, was that it?
Like the others, these seams will take a couple goes with the watered down plastic putty to get them fully done.
To the point where you're satisfied?
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about watering down the plastic putty, making the slurry, is it gets sucked down all the way into the little crevice. Oh.
All right, you're sitting about 10 minutes.
All right. Thank you for the warning. 10-minute warning. Sorry, that's something that gets yelled out in my house every morning. It's like 45-minute warning, 30-minute warning to the kids. We actually have a little timer that we set and goes off at the 10-minute warning time.
Alec thought it was a pill bottle more too because of the orange top and the white label.
Oh, the pill bottles I get are green.
Well, it just depends where you get them from, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another. I see we had a new person join the server for Discord.
Cool.
I think it's a Grumpy Cat or something like that.
Grumpy Cat.
They just popped up at the top of my screen here. I'll have to actually go into Discord and see who it is.
Doesn't sound like anybody from the stream.
Grumpy Vet. Grumpy Vet.
Oh, Grumpy Vet.
There we go. One Grumpy Vet.
Sounds more expected for the type of group we are. I mean, for a screen name versus Grumpy Cat.
Yes.
So with the seam I'm working on right now, I'm not really looking to get it fully closed up, just essentially sealed. But I want the join to be visible. Just like the neck on the saucer, you want it to be a visible seam.
Howard says Detroit Zoo had a commercial where they would say 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. I'll have to put it on Discord off topic if I can find it.
Does the zoo have any house hippos? Are they a real zoo if they don't have house hippos?
Very true.
All right. That seam has a coat, and I'm going to go around the join of the pylons to the warp nacelles now. And get that seam sealed.
Alex said, I heard the Packers are beginning to play Go Pack Go.
Are they like moving somebody somewhere? Or like the grocery store Packers? We called them front end service clerks.
Howard said, found it and it's there, along with my shocking fun under my power lines today.
So I don't have my watch on, so if you can keep an eye on that.
I am. Just under 6 minutes.
Okay.
Alec is saying no, he's LOL, it's the Wisconsin football team. Yes, the Green Bay Packers.
Sorry, I'm not a sports ball person. Or in that case, a hand egg person. So I'm assuming you're talking about American football and not football.
Yes.
What are we, about 4 minutes?
You are sitting at, well, technically 5 minutes even.
All right. Well, I've got a little bit of the perfect plastic putty slurry along the seam here. So that's 1 out of 3 seams for the warp nacelles joining to the pylons. And I think that's all I'm going to be able to get done on the live stream tonight, because I have to move everything here. Get this back onto this table. That's a good way to move it, actually.
Just keep it on that giant cutting mat.
Pardon?
Just keep sliding around that giant cutting mat.
Yep. Because then I can just slide the table out of the way, and you can see the fancy carpet under my desk.
Yes, we can.
It's got stars on it.
Kind of fits with the theme.
It was in my daughter's bedroom for a couple of years until it got too stained. And like, I can use that in the shop to put my chair on so it's not rolling all over the place. Because I've got a wooden floor here. And so if I don't have something underneath it, it's just going to roll around all over the place. So yeah, so that's a good bit of a start on the putty work for the Enterprise D here. And that's going to be my life on the Enterprise D for the next little bit. Just going around, getting the putty work done, redoing the putty work, doing more putty work, sanding, redo, sand. So putty, sand, prime, repeat. Putty, sand, prime, repeat. That's going to be my job. How are we doing on the chat here?
They're just talking about hand egg a bit.
Hand egg? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to wrap this up here in one moment. And I'm just going to go see, make sure I've got Jody's stream ready to go, because it won't kick me over there automatically on the back end.
No.
But yeah, so we are one step closer to getting that thing done up the way that the other one is. Oh, what's Dash saying? Dash says, I was talking about you the other day, Andrew, with your Teslas, and they said as long as he keeps them in the garage. I was like, nope, they both sit outside all winter long as far as I know. Yeah, and absolutely no problems with them sitting outside in the winter. In fact, they're better than gas cars being outside. We schedule them to warm up before we leave, so they're warmed on the inside, and the batteries are preconditioned, so they're all at peak efficiency. So much better than getting into the old frozen gas cars that you have to then start in the morning. So certainly not an issue for us having them outside. Let's see. People are they want the lions to apparently go and escape from the zoo and
the Detroit Lions football team.
Yeah. Dash says no, the Lions will win because they have never won. Okay, sure. I don't know
at about a minute left.
I don't know a single thing about sports balls. So yeah. All right. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I will be going radio silent probably for the next week until next Saturday's live stream. We don't have any kids here this week, so we're going to take full advantage of that. And my wife and I are going to have some date nights. We're actually going to be able to leave the house and go do some stuff, which is fantastic. Because one of my kids has autism, and so having babysitters doesn't really work. And so unless it's a grandparent that's around who can kind of look after them for a while, we're kind of tied to them all the time. So we're looking forward to having some time on our own without the kids around. So I will be radio silent pretty much for most of the week. I won't be probably won't be around for other live streams until my live stream coming back up on Saturday. So hope that you've enjoyed this this stream. If you did, make sure that you hit that like button. If you're new to my channel or you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that like button today. You'll make me very happy if you do. But for now, my name is Andrew. Ken has been the producer tonight. We're going to send you off to Jody's live stream for Trek Mods. Have a good night, everyone.
Take care.